It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 252 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
It was a bright and early day, so we're brewing some breakfast blend.
In the afternoon.
We need it.
So, if you're not drinking this coffee, you are missing out. We have a code. It's CWTCL 15 for 15% off a bagged coffee. Where should everybody go to get their coffee?
brightenearlycoffee.com.
And if you want K-Cups, go ahead over to Amazon and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Are you ready to sip some of this delicious breakfast blend in the afternoon and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today.
The cold weather is coming. Make sure your flock stays comfy, cozy, and healthy this season. NatureWise Specialty Feeds have them covered from help with feather growth during molt, healthier eggs, or extra protein. Go to neutrinoworld.com to learn more and find NatureWise near you.
Okay, so how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. You are, as we're recording this, it's before you leave, but when this is dropping, this is after you return.
I will be home from Iceland, rested and refreshed and filled with lots of yarn and knitting tails and hiking tails and things like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been nice. The weather here has been fantastic.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I still have lots of molting going on over here.
Yeah.
Mona took a trip with us today to make a little video. That was fun.
She was very good through all the filming. She was very well behaved.
She is very, very good. Everybody just kind of looked at her when she got on the counter. It was like, what? They're like, is that a bow she's going to wear? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. Let's be honest. It's not just a bow. It's a pink bow with a crown.
Yes, because she is the queen.
She is I was going to say princess. You get her queen. Okay.
She is one of those chickens that instantly gets into your heart because she's so calm and just wants to snuggle all the time.
I love the female Polish because I feel like they have this really frilly do. The male Polish, it's a bit wild, right? The females, it's really pretty. And she's got just this delicate, beautiful face and these big dark eyes. She really is a beautiful chicken.
And she's got like turquoise kind of earlobes.
Earlobes, yeah.
But right now, her dew is a little not delicious. It's a little, because she's molting.
It's usually more perfect than it is right now, but it's still gorgeous.
She likes to dunk her head in the water. And she does it on one side, always.
Oh, okay.
So she must drink and put the right side down into the bowl because that side, and then gets it in mud.
Yeah.
So anytime that you want to take her out, you got to clean her all up. She was under the blow dryer this morning. She had the dew going, but she's molting. So it's a little thinner.
Yeah.
But she'll be beautiful and they'll all come in. They'll be super bright. And then she'll dip her head in the water as she does every single day and put it in mud. And then I'll have to re-clean it every day.
Mud treatment. It's good for conditioning.
She loves it. So what else is going on with you? Anything?
I mean, I'm fresh back from vacation. We are wrapping up our big project. I'm looking forward to doing a very thorough fall clean on my house and barn and just having everything going and then easing into the holidays because January and February, things are going to start at a run for us. So I'm going to enjoy the fall.
And as this drops, we will be still really working on our project that we'll let everybody know what it is later down the road that we've been working super long hours on. So yeah, this is like the 11th hour when this drops. So we know we'll be doing lots of work.
It's wrap-up work. I'm okay with wrap-up work.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a big light at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah, definitely. And on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcast and leave us a written review. You know, if you want to make us happy without spending any money, this is the way to do it. Say something nice about our show if you love it, and put it in over at Apple Podcast. Hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss the fun. And who would want to miss the fun? And they count them, so it helps us. And it's free.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken, duck, or goose-loving friends about us. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thank you to every one of our patrons. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes, use our affiliate links and discount codes, and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay! You know what I love when it's 95 degrees outside?
Being inside.
Well, that too, but I really love cleaning my igloo chicken coop.
Yeah, it is so easy to clean. You don't have to break a sweat.
And you can use a water hose or pressure washer, so it doubles as a cool down. I also love those run covers.
Oh man, the shade is superb. I go into the run to cool off.
Yep, my flock's covered during the heat of the day, just chilling.
Meanwhile, we're melting on the patio. Seriously, can we get in on this amazing coop design for ourselves?
They're out there living the dream.
So when it's pushing 100 degrees, the right setup matters.
That's why we choose an igloo.
Get your girls their own just in time for summer.
Search Omelette. That's OMLET.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like monthly subscriptions?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let us take a minute to tell you about Chicken Love.
You get a monthly Chicken Lady tee, treats for your flock, and a keeper care card.
And did you know with every multi-month subscription, you get a free Chicken Love logo t-shirt?
Really?
Yeah.
It's $36 a month with free shipping.
What are you waiting for? Get off the nest and click already. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business, working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. I once went to Paris for the day and I ate some macaroons. Yeah. And I ate some creme brulee. And I got on a big bus and I toured the city all day. And this week it's time for the Breed Spotlight, yeah.
Yeah, but way to make this Breed Spotlight about you. You did very well sum up what we did during the day, our day in Paris. I figured you would get the champagne in there. We were celebrating the fact that my sister had just taken the bar exam.
Yeah. So no, she didn't take it yet. She was about to. She was studying for it.
Oh, she had finished law school, but she hadn't taken the bar yet. Okay, that's where we were. But we were drinking champagne.
We were on a cafe, and we had, from where we were sitting, we could see the Eiffel Tower, the back of the Eiffel Tower. We ordered a bottle of champagne, creme brulee.
Yeah.
And French fries.
Oh, that's right.
And said, okay, we're in Paris. This is what we're going to do. It was good.
It was good and it was fun. So obviously we're doing a French breed this week.
Yes, we are.
I would say this is a listener favorite bird. You?
I would put it in the top 5 for listeners.
Okay.
I did own 3 at one time. I'm down to 1, your goddaughter,
My
Drew,
goddaughter, yeah.
who is 9.
Our breed this week is the Marans.
Oui. Yeah. And by the end of the day in Paris, I was very good in the morning.
Merci, au revoir, merci, au revoir. And then by the end, I'm like, thank you.
The funniest thing was when I went to say oui, and I said si.
That was
And then I just finished it up with yes. I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know which one I'm saying.
It was fun for a whole bunch of reasons, but for me, it was fantastic because I learned the best phrase. You remember my phrase?
Oh, yeah.
Sans gluten.
Yeah, yeah.
And they all knew what that meant, and nobody poisoned me with gluten. It was beautiful.
Well, it was everywhere. I have to say, they do really well, the French, with gluten-free.
Yes, I was impressed. So the Marans are a beautiful French breed of chicken that are most famous for laying dark brown eggs. They come in several different color varieties, and they have become extremely popular laying hens in the U.S.
Top 5.
I was going to say top 10. You said top 5.
No doubt top 5.
A lot of the credit for this goes to someone that a lot of our younger listeners may or may not know, and that is Martha Stewart. Martha shined a spotlight on this breed and their beautiful dark brown eggs on her TV show and in her magazine as well. And that really put them on the board. People started to seek them out. Breeders started breeding them and made them much more available than they had been.
I remember when I first got married, 28 years ago. That's when she was in her glory, her height of her glory. And I remember buying all the magazines, and on like Friday nights, a show would come on. Sometimes it would come on Saturdays, but she had specials that would come on for the holidays.
Right.
And like watching so that I could do the house up, because I was just married and I'm like, I'm doing all these crafts. Then I realized I'm not crafty. So it was harder. But yeah.
I'm crafty, however.
She does have a lot of influence when it comes to the chickens.
Absolutely. The Marans were developed in the coastal town of Marans. And that's why when you have a single Marans hen, she is a Marans, not a Maran, because she's from the town of Marans.
It's the same way with the salmon Faverolles.
That's right. You don't have a Faverol. You have a Faverolles.
Right. It's the same way.
The town of Marans is in the Aquitaine region in the south of France on the Atlantic side. If you did research on the Marans, you would find sources claiming that this breed was developed in the 19th century, 1800s, but they're actually much older than that. According to the website of the Marans Club, the breed can be traced back as far as the 12th century. That's pretty gosh darn old.
Yeah, they're old ladies and men.
Now, in the Marans area of southern France, there was a chicken that was called a marsh hen. Essentially, they were a landrace or a feral breed of chicken. A few hundred years ago, British sailors coming into port would often leave behind their fighting cocks, because I guess it was a lot of sailors kept fighting birds on board. But they would leave these fighting cocks behind. They would exchange them for hens and eggs and other useful things to have on shipboard. These gamecocks would then breed with those native hens, and they produced the first known cross that became the Marans. A few hundred years of these crosses left the Marans with a bit of the pugnacious personality of the game birds, which you'll see if your flock is out of balance. You will see some Marans bullying.
Yeah. I mean, you'll hear us talk about that a lot. And I just want to clarify while we're sitting here, we're never saying that they're aggressive birds towards people ever.
Right.
They can be, there's a difference between a bird that can be aggressive towards people and a flock bully. We're calling them some flock bullies. They can be. They're strong birds.
They are strong birds. Now, I thought this was really interesting. Some of these early Marans displayed the wheaten and the black copper color varieties.
And the black coppers are known to be spicier than any of the other Marans.
I don't know about the personality of the wheaten. I do know, I think the wheatens are gorgeous. But it was interesting that those two, and they're some of the darkest of the brown egg layers. I thought that was interesting. They were some of the oldest.
I mean, I have Cuckoo Maran, and they have a little bit of a tamer personality than the Black Copper. Black Copper has the darkest eggs, like you said, though.
Now, what happened in the 19th century was not that the Marans breed was developed, but that was when they were improved, to use an unfortunate livestock history term. In the 19th centuries, when hen fever was spilling over everywhere, the Langshans arrived in France, and they were bred into the Marans. Now, this probably added to the lightly feathered legs, and it increased the size and weight of the Marans. In the early 1900s, the Cuckoo Marans started appearing at poultry shows, and then the three cuckoo colors, which were dark, silver, and gold, became very popular. So you really started to see the cuckoos showing up in that early 20th century.
Right, exactly.
The American Poultry Association Standard of Perfection notes that soldiers returning from World War II brought chickens and eggs home with them, but they were probably small numbers. I don't think anyone was importing huge numbers of eggs and birds.
No.
Now, during the war, the Marans area was occupied by German forces. And after the war, the Marans were in a serious decline in France. I mean, farmland was destroyed, farm animals eaten or killed, whatever. These birds were very thin on the ground after the war. So for the next 40 years, breeders worked to bring the breed back from endangerment. The French government, the French Marans Club, which had been established in 1929, and private breeders worked to increase numbers, but they did find that the egg size and especially the egg color were suffering. It took decades of breeding, but eventually the Marans in France were once again conforming to the breed standard that had been established back in 1931. The Marans Club of France notes that a handful of dedicated breeders worked on the copper Marans specifically, and they did succeed in bringing back the dark egg colors. The darkest of all the Maran hens are those black coppers. But on that side, sacrifices were made in appearance, especially in the plumage, the feathering category.
Sometimes you can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean, what happens is
or your dark chocolate egg.
Yeah, you play with genetics and something has to give for something else. And that's kind of what happened. And it is kind of true that the different Marans can give you different levels of chocolate eggs.
Right.
So the cuckoo Marans are pretty dark. Drew lays a speckled dark egg, but it's nowhere near the color of the coppers.
Right.
Nowhere near.
The merit of the Marans as a breed wasn't always appreciated throughout the 19th and into the 20th century. They were often, and I found this in various sources, they were often sort of dismissed as country hens, especially the cuckoo birds.
Hey, that's not cool. That's what I have.
It's not cool, but that's what happened.
Let me guess. Lewis Wright said it.
No, he didn't say it, but he and a lot of the other poultry writers don't even mention the Marans among the French breeds.
I feel like the Marans are probably the most popular French breed.
They are, but think about it. You know, Lewis Wright or whoever else, they would be extolling the virtues of the Houdin, the Faverolles.
I love the French breeds.
Crevecoeur.
I don't have a Crevecoeur yet, but I have a lot of French breeds, I'm realizing.
Yes.
I'm drawn towards the French.
Are you French at all?
Oui, oui. My grandfather has he was Sicilian, but he has a slight little bloodline that's French.
There you go. Got some French in there.
A little bit.
I've got some Martels back there in the closet. Here in the U.S., there are only 3 colors accepted by the American Poultry Association in the Continental class, of course. That is the black copper that was recognized in 2011.
The Wheaton in 2011.
And the white in 2014.
What the heck? They don't even recognize the cuckoo, which is crazy. Because it's one of the most popular of the Marans.
I mean, I can't say that they have the same thoughts that people had in the early 20th century, but if they're just dismissing the cuckoos as these sort of country birds, which seems very short-sighted to me.
A lot of people, I'll put up a picture of Drew, or I'll put up a picture of Poppy, and Poppy's a Plymouth Barred Rock.
Right.
A lot of people get them mixed up. And once you really take the two side by side and look at them, you realize the barring is very different. They're both cuckoo, but they're different.
Right. The barring itself is quite different. The coloring is different. If you stick Barred Rock, Dominique, and Cuckoo Marans together, you will see how different the 3 of them are from each other.
And that's just in the coloring and the barring, not even in other aspects of the chicken itself.
Exactly.
Once you look at them and you know, it's kind of there. So that brings us into talking about what they look like. The Marans are standard sized birds. They are considered dual purpose. Now, they have a straight comb, medium wattles, everything's red, the earlobes,
face,
comb, the wattles, everything. And here we go. Let's talk about the color varieties. They include the silver cuckoo,
the golden cuckoo,
the black copper,
blue copper,
the white,
and my personal favorite, the Wheaton.
Yeah, and those roosters are really handsome, especially those black coppers.
Yeah.
They're especially a black base with a deep copper around the head and the back. So the copper Marans have slate-colored legs and feet, while most of the others have white, which is definitely true. My Drew has white legs and feet.
Yep.
And the roosters are going to weigh in at about 7.5 to 8 pounds, and the hens at about 5 to 6.5. So they're a good armful of chicken. They're, moderately sized. They're great. They're standard. Now, the cuckoos tend to be a little on the larger side.
I would say that Drusilla is definitely bigger than 6. She might be 6.5, but she's the upper end of this weight.
She's definitely around 6.5 pounds, no doubt. The US and French standards both specify the lightly feathered leg. Okay. And the English strain of Maran is clean-legged. There's no feathers. So the Marans, this is where we are. Drum roll, please. We want to know what kind of layers the Marans are. The Marans hens are good layers of dark brown eggs, and there will be a variety of colors. It will not all just be that dark chocolate. They may be dark, but not as dark, and they may change with age a little bit. You never know. Some might be speckled, some might not be. Now, as we noted previously, the coppers lay the darkest. So if you want the darkest of the dark, you're going to have to go with those copper Marans. But all of them do lay a darker than average brown egg. Most hens will give you 3 to 4 per week. Now, Drew is not laying me, she's 9. So she is laying me maybe 10 a season right now, which I'm perfect with. And it's usually in the spring. When you have older hens, you're going to realize most of the eggs that you're going to get from them are usually when their body's like, oh, I need to start. And if there's a few eggs in there to come out, they'll come out in the spring.
Right.
So in their catalog, McMurray does note that the white Marans also lay a deep brown egg. So that's good to know too.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool to see a fluffy, feather-legged white bird lay a dark egg. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. I love that.
Now, the Marans they're really pretty. I mean, and they do make good homestead birds. This is kind of where we want to clarify everything we've ever said about them because some people have said to us, we say that they're mean birds, and they're not. Not at all.
We've said that they have strong personalities and that in the right flock, they're golden. In the wrong flock, they are troublemakers.
So I would put them with some stronger birds so that they're not left with weaker birds to pick on. Also, if you do have a well-balanced flock, you can have a few strong and a few that aren't as strong, and they'll all just kind of follow through. But just know, if you put them with a bunch of weak birds, it's not going to be fun.
Not unless they were like your original birds and they're in control. That's a different matter. I feel like I would pop them in with some Rhode Island Reds, some Wyandottes, maybe New Hampshires.
Yeah, speckled Sussex. I mean, they're pretty. Everybody says speckled Sussex are laid back, but they can hold their own too.
Speckled Sussex is laid back, but both you and Michelle have had, I don't know what I want to call them, wild Amazon Sussex.
The game wardens. And the other thing is, if you get a medium of the way bird, that might be your worst. If you get a bird that's kind of strong, but they're constantly going to be jockeying for position in a pecking order, that's where you're going to have the biggest problem.
Right.
So if you had all strong and a few not so strong, everybody will follow in. But if you have a bunch of strong birds, some meeker birds, but still strong, you might have some trouble with that, like medium.
As they're fighting it out for position, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, they can be bullies if they're bored, so that's a big thing. Keep them busy. Or if the pecking order is not strong, like you said. We're about to talk more about bullies, so we're going to talk about some enrichment ideas, some things to deal with.
Oh, did we not plan this episode or what?
We actually did not, to be honest with you. I just realized right now, hey, look, what a great correlation. The Marans, they are big-bodied birds. They are fairly cold-hardy, but those combs may need protection, especially the rooster's large comb.
Oh, yeah. And the single most reason that the people get Marans, egg color.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know, because we've talked to so many people who got Marans. They were brand new chicken keepers. The pecking order was not going well in their flock, and they didn't understand because everyone else keeps Marans with no problem. But we don't necessarily call them beginner's chickens just because you got to have your flock balanced if you're going to get Marans.
I'm one of the people that made those mistakes along the way, and that's why we have made those mistakes in our own flocks. And it's kind of like you live and you learn, and then basically you can kind of get So I got Marans and Plymouth Barred Rocks, right? Within a year of each other. The Plymouth Barred Rocks they're always jockeying for position against the Marans. I had it set because I had my Buff Orpingtons who had control of the whole flock until they passed away. Yeah. And then once they passed away, you had everybody jockeying for top. Mm-hmm. And now it's kind of settled down. I even had Lucy jockeying for the top of that
Leghorn,
flock.
little teeny Leghorn fighting it out to get to the top.
Yeah. Now her and Drew and Poppy, I feel like it's like the three of them just rule the little ones. And
well, that's one Marans, one Barred Rock, and of course the Leghorn.
Yeah, she's just like, okay, I'll just go along. But so just be careful. It's the young and the restless chickens.
And I think a lot of the reason people get Marans to begin with is simply for the egg basket, right?
Heck yeah, I did.
Pay attention to your dynamics and see if you can use boredom busters or things like that. A timeout here and there to just try to keep things calm and get everyone settled down and settled in.
I'm going to tell you, that's exactly where I was going because they were my third chicken in line. I wanted those Marans so badly because I had gotten the Buff Orpington, so I had brown eggs, and then I got the Americanas, and I had blue eggs. And then I was like, okay, I want the dark chocolate eggs, and the mill had the Cuckoo Marans. That was before we all were talking about personality and flock dynamics and all those things. So now as you do it and you learn, you're like, oh yeah, we can save somebody down the road. If you're going to mix all those birds together, do it at once when they're babies. Then you won't have problems.
Yeah, that actually helps a lot. Your flock,
So here's the question. Where are you going to get them?
Well, our friends at Murray McMurray Hatchery sell silver cuckoo, French black copper, and beautiful French white chicks. The whites, I believe, are straight run.
Yeah.
I think the cuckoo and the black copper, you can get sex pullets, yeah.
Yeah, so we know so many people have Marans.
I like the whites too, but I feel like the Wheatons are really, like, if you had them all laid out in front of you, which color variety would you want?
How am I supposed to not say cuckoo when I have one?
Say cuckoo and something else if you want.
No, I think I would go with, and here I'm saying that they're like kind of the most headstrong. I think I would go with the black copper because I am a person that likes egg color for pictures, just to enjoy. Mm-hmm. There is a certain joy when you get these eggs that are so different looking. You're like, wow, like your chicken created that. I think and the white sounds really cool to me too.
I know. I like the sound of the white. I would prefer the Wheaton, but I would get the white as a substitute if I had to.
The straight run, I'm not a person that likes to do straight run because, I don't want more roosters.
Oh, you don't want more little mans running around? Little men? You have little men.
Okay, before we move on, I have a little man story from last night.
Oh, do tell. Do tell.
Oh, Lord. So last night, I did their coop last, tucking in.
Yeah.
Mistake. Opened up the nest box, right? Had my flashlight. I tried to grab him real quick, and he was too quick, and he jumped out of the nest box at me.
No.
And I was like, ah! And then he was jumping because he protects those eggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I was going to get spurred. I'm like, oh my God. So I finally had to grab him. He can't see well because it was darker. So I grabbed him from behind and put him in. And then he was just staring at me through the nest box. I was like, listen, don't even.
He usually tucks the roosters in at night. And he hurt his back recently. So I've been doing all the tucking in. And I tucked Rambo in a little earlier than usual. Pete usually waits till it's pretty dark before he puts Rambo in. Rambo gets on the top of his coop. You have to pick him up and slip him in. I picked him up before he realized what was going on. I put him in and I quickly closed the door. As I was closing the door, I saw him look absolutely furious, and then he was spurring the door as I was closing it.
Oh yeah.
That's my Rambo.
The thing I've realized is I use the flashlight on my phone to tuck everybody in to count. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that probably do that. You want to be able to see inside your coops.
Right.
And we start at dusk, but you have so many chickens by the time you're ending, sometimes it's a little dark.
Right.
He absolutely hates the flashlight.
Oh.
Like, if you put the flashlight in the omelet, he's like, he comes straight. All you see is like he comes straight at you and he's looking at you. That's the only time he's like that.
No flashlights.
He hates a flashlight and he doesn't want you to touch the eggs. He's like, those are my babies from my ladies. Don't be touching those.
Can hatch them all, little man. Hatch them all.
Oh my God. Not good. Not good. I had him. I tried to get him in. You know how I told you I closed them in the day with the back door?
Yeah.
I tried to close them in with the nest box door. He was already out, man. He was
There's stopping him. There's no stopping him.
There's no stopping him. And Ella's just like, that rooster.
He's not even really that bad, so you're lucky.
It's just the eggs. He doesn't want you touching them.
That's right.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection.
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera US.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today. Attention, poultry pals! As the cold weather rolls in, it's time to make sure your flock stays comfy, cozy, and healthy with NatureWise specialty feeds. Whether it's Feather Fixer, Hardy, Hen, Soy-Free, or All Flock, these feeds from Nutrena are packed with all the right nutrients to help your chickens thrive this fall and winter. Visit NutrenaWorld.com or click the link in the show notes to find NatureWise near you and keep your birds at their best all season long. Okay, so we're ready to move on to main topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, we're going to do today a question and answer on flock bullies. Shocker. Here we go.
Right. So we have just been compiling some questions that we've gotten from listeners over the past, year or so. And we stored them up until we were ready to talk about bullies again. So the first question that we often get is, why is my bird aggressive? What makes them act this way?
Right. So it's whether you have a boy or a girl. So if you have a rooster, his aggression is getting mistaken for duties of a rooster.
Right.
He's not technically trying to be aggressive. And then we talk all about this in other episodes, how to deal with roosters and retrain them and to do the things that don't make them aggressive. So I know that little man wasn't coming at me last night.
Right.
He was protecting the eggs.
And that's aggression that is people focused. And that is not always, but mostly roosters. And then there is that interflock aggression.
Exactly.
We're usually talking about hens with this. It's, hens going after each other in the pecking order. With chickens, this is probably leftover from when there were dinosaurs. Pecking order is really important. It establishes who's the leader, who's in charge, who gets to eat first, who gets to pick her sleeping spot first. Essentially, who is the leader?
It doesn't look pleasant to us, but to them, it's the way that they keep things sane and the way they live.
Right. So the bottom of the pecking order usually are more gentle girls, things like that. Some of this is because it's just a biological imperative. The head hen is usually not the one who's the troublemaker. It's usually her second, third, and or fourth in command.
That's what I was just talking about, the middle of the road.
They are jockeying for position because if something happens to her, they want to be in the best position to take over as the head hen.
The other thing is, if you have an aggressive bird in your flock and they're going after one bird, you need to look at the health of the one bird they're going after. Because if all of them are becoming aggressive towards one person, there may be a health problem that you need to deal with the bird, because their mentality is from the dinosaur days to get rid of the weakest link to save the flock.
They often know that there's something wrong before we do.
Right. And even molting can cause this. And that's what happened to me with Pearl. She went into a
Pearl was an Americana.
And she went into a catastrophic molt and they bullied her out of the flock. 100%. Like she couldn't live in there anymore.
Yeah.
So, and it was all from a molt and she was already on the bottom of the pecking order. So that could cause aggressiveness in your birds for sure towards other birds. One of my hens is beating up on my young chickens. Why? And what do I do about it? Should I stop chickens from fighting? So let's look at this in pieces. One of my hens is beating up on the young birds. If they're not equal in size, that can be dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
And we tend to be conservative about this, but there's reasons why. People will tell you, your birds are 8 weeks old, they can go out with the flock. No. Unless your flock is like these little old ladies who can't peck or chase. No. Your 8-week-old birds are not big enough to defend themselves against adult chickens.
The other thing is you might have a headstrong little one who's going up against somebody else in the pecking order.
And getting put in her place. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So we recommend that you start letting them see each other at 12 weeks. So, you can put up a partition in your run, or you can put a crate or something in where the babies and the old girls can see each other, but they can't hurt each other. Until they're pretty close to size, which is generally about 16 weeks, it is best to keep them separate and do that slow integration. We have seen anything from chicks being killed to one horrifying
scalped.
That's where I was going with this. Literally the skin stripped off their head. It's horrifying.
So should I stop my chickens from fighting? If you can, yes, because you don't want to injure themselves.
So generally our rule is if somebody's drawing blood, you're going to break that up. You don't want to take them out if you can avoid it, but you have to make sure that the people on the bottom of the pecking order or the young hens have a place to go where they can get away from the bullies. So if they're just being constantly, mercilessly bullied, the stress is going to take its toll on them.
And sometimes you just need to start over, give it a week and take them out and then restart it and restart the whole process. And sometimes that's enough to shake things up again. Yeah. Again, these birds are all about a structure and an order that they go in. So there's fighting to get to it. So you kind of have to, play with that a little bit. Okay, so let's move on to the next question.
How long should I keep a chicken in timeout? Now, timeout is a widely recommended method for dealing with an aggressive bird within your flock.
I use it a lot if I need to.
Right. You can give a rooster a timeout if he's being too aggressive with people, or you can take a bully out of the flock. Now, there's nothing punitive about this. You are not, quote unquote, punishing this bird. That doesn't make any logical sense. You're just taking her out so that you can give the pecking order time to reset, or the bird being bullied a little bit of time to regain some confidence. And it varies. Number one, you need to make sure she's comfortable. She's not in the sun. She's not cold. She's got food. She's got water. She's got everything she needs. Number two, you need to watch and see what happens in the pecking order. Sometimes 2 hours is long enough. I mean, sometimes half an hour is long enough. Sometimes 2 hours.
I usually start with 15 minutes. I take them out for 15 minutes and see if it happens again.
Right.
Then I take them back out, and then I put them in for a half an hour. Then I go to an hour. Then, I kind of add it that way, just to keep increasing it until they go in and get it. I have a short story and you know what I'm going to say? I have an angry molter. I don't know if anybody else out there has experienced this, but I have a chicken her name's Rosemary, and she's an Andalusian. And when she loses her feathers all at once, she tries to beat up everybody. She's angry. So she comes out, and she just wants to beat up everybody. So I had to do that. I had to do the timeout process, and it works. It definitely works.
It does. It really does. So how long? I mean, as long as it takes is the direct answer, but some of this depends on your flock. Like, we can give you all of these guidelines and things that work in theory, but every bird is individual. So you really have to play with things a bit and figure out what works best for your flock.
I mean, think of them as having, and this has been proven, they have the intellect of a small child. So basically, you're thinking about if you put your kid in timeout, you're going to try intervals at first. So intervaling the timeout and how long, you want to start with a shorter time. If they go back and do the same thing right again, you're pulling them back out and keeping them out longer. And it's just until they can understand that, oh, okay, this is the reason I'm out. I'm not going to do that again. And it has worked for me personally with some chickens.
And just remember, this is not punitive. You're not punishing your chicken.
No.
You're just interrupting the flock dynamics temporarily.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Okay, so what are some enrichment activities or boredom busters that I can use? Lots.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is just to open up a bag of shavings or mulch or something like that and just let them dig through it.
Yeah, I do supervised free range, which helps a lot. It gives them a change of scenery. It gets them more space to spread out and give each other some time away from each other.
New things to see and occupy them.
Add giving treats at different times of the day.
Yeah. Food distracts well.
It does distract. And just overall trying to spend some time with them. Sometimes you can be that break in monotony for them.
Yeah. I like doing the shavings because they're used to them. If you know in the fall, if you know that you do not have somebody who's a junk eater and is going to fill their crop with them, you can throw dead leaves in the coop. They love to scratch around with them.
Yeah, they do. Just make sure they won't eat them, like you said, because that can be another problem in itself. But
yeah, my birds love when the leaves are coming down, though.
Mine love when the crab apples fall. I have all these little apples with bites out of them in there. It's so funny.
I used to have this llama. Her name was Fancy. She was like a pinto llama, red and white. And the bottom corner of that field, there was a pear tree. And she would always, in the summer heading for fall, be walking around with all these little pears.
Yeah, they love it. They love it.
Sticking in the corner of her cheek.
Food is always good for chickens, and giving them some things that will take some time to eat. Suet cakes in the fall, those types of things.
Multiple suet cakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you're going to create a problem if you just have one out there.
Right. Log jam fighting. So our last question, and there's a lot of things you can do here. Can I make any changes to my coop and run that will help stop the bullying?
Yes. Go up.
Yeah. I mean, well, one of the first things I would say is make sure you have enough feeders and waterers.
Yeah.
Lots of food and water stations.
Creating roost up, creating different places, big, long tree branches. Yeah, tree branches that fall off. All that good stuff, something for them to jump on.
Yeah.
And, just creating different places for them.
Surfaces, higher, lower, like boxes or table sort of structures, chairs.
I think we've talked about, and I never can remember the name until I say it, pallets. People use pallets that you can put mats on so they can jump up. Anything that just changes the environment just a little bit to give them a little change can make their minds go a little bit away from fighting.
Right. Treat dispensers. Some people like to hang cabbages, although a lot of my birds turn their nose up at cabbage. Plus, I prefer to eat the cabbage myself.
Oh, I love the cabbage. I hang it there. When I give them purple cabbage, though, it freaks me out when they have like bright green poop from it.
Yeah, it is funny how that happens. Mine prefer lettuce, and they like things like kale. Chickens like to hunt for things. They are actually natural hunters.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where things like the leaves and the mulch really come in handy because they're going to spend hours going through that, hunting for bugs. So anytime you can throw like a handful of treats in amongst leaves or mulch, they're going to love that.
Yep. Get their brain stimulated. That can help bullies get their mind off of bullying.
Right.
So give them something else to think about. So if you have any questions that we haven't answered, you can message us over these questions and we'll answer them to our best ability to help you out.
Our friends at Good Eggs solved the age-old question of how should I wash my eggs?
They're chicken people just like us who created the original silicone egg scrubber.
Both Chrissy and I use their brush and natural enzyme wash every time.
It's a total game changer.
It makes cleaning eggs so much faster and easier. Plus, they have a lifetime guarantee.
Good Egg is a small family business right here in the U.S., and they donate 10% of all profit directly to folks affected by cancer.
Go check them out at goodeggsstuff.co.
That's goodeggsstuff.co. Tell them Chrisie&Holly sent you. Okay, now we're ready to move on to
cracking the eggs.
Cracking those eggs. Now it's September and it's Apple month, so we're doing Apple Spice Cupcakes.
Yeah, these are so good. They taste and smell like fall. They're nice and moist and delicious, and they are surprisingly easy to make. The hardest thing, and it doesn't take very long at all, is grating the apples.
Yeah.
Other than that, they are easy and delicious.
They're a great fall take to a party gift or a hostess gift or something to take to somebody's house or just to make on a Sunday if you want something nice. Ella made her own bagels the other day.
Oh, fun. I've made bagels before. That's neat.
Yeah, she makes them all the time now. She's like, they're easy. This is great. Okay, so let's go through the ingredients that we're going to need for the cupcakes. We're going to need 1.5 cups of flour or gluten-free, 1-to-1 flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. These are all fall seasonings. You have them in anything that you want to taste like fall.
They smell so good.
Yeah. 1/2 cup of unsalted butter or dairy-free at room temperature, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup packed light brown sugar, 2 large eggs at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1/3 cup of milk or plant-based oat works well, 2 large apples peeled and grated, and it comes to about 1.5 cups or so. Now I'm going to give you the ingredients for the frosting right now so that we can just have Holly talk about how we do it. It's 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter or dairy-free butter at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of milk or dairy-free milk, more if necessary, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon.
Now, that 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon is how I like it. I don't like the cinnamon super duper strong in the frosting. You can go up to a full teaspoon if you prefer a little more cinnamon taste and a little more heat. That's
I think I like cinnamon a lot, so
you would probably go up. Yeah, I like it a little more subtle. You're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line a standard muffin tin with paper liners and set aside. In a large mixing bowl, whisk together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and cardamom. Set that aside. In a large mixing bowl, using a hand or a stand mixer, you're going to cream the butter and both sugars together on medium or medium-high speed until smooth. Add the eggs and the vanilla and mix again until well blended. Add half of the flour mixture to the butter and sugar and mix just until combined. Mix in the milk, then mix in the remaining flour. Fold in the grated apples until just combined. You don't want to overmix it. Spoon your batter into the 12 cupcake cups. Bake for 18 to 20 minutes or until a tester comes out clean. Then allow the cupcakes to cool completely before frosting.
So try it. You might like it. What's not to like about cinnamon apple?
They are delicious cupcakes. I love them.
They're yummy. Okay, so let us know what you think. Okay, so let's move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. Okay, so this week's retail therapy, it's not going to be long, but we wanted to let you know that these things are out there in the chicken variety, and they are Warmies.
Well, they first showed up to me in the goose variety.
They're all out there in the poultry.
So, I think in my Facebook feed, this thing popped up that said, the Goose Warmie, limited time. And of course, it's a goose, so I had to look at it.
You know why? Because I was looking them up.
So there's a chicken, a duck, and a goose. So you can take your pick with that. So essentially, they're weighted stuffed animals that you can, microwave?
Yeah, you microwave them. So if you have sore muscles or you just want to relax, they're supposed to have like lavender in there. You know, It's usually scented and warm.
You can also get them unscented. I saw that too.
Yeah, I would be like, put all the scent in you can for sure.
I know. If it's lavender, I'm on it. Seriously.
Yeah,
but some kids are really, some people are really scent sensitive. So
yeah,
you can get it both ways.
Yeah, usually it's lavender. But here's the weirdest place I saw that you can get one. Ace Hardware has the chicken.
When I think warmable weighted stuffed animals, I think Ace Hardware. Why not?
It just told me that I can get it within 15 minutes if I go there.
Which one? The one in Jarrettsville?
The one in Bel Air, downtown Bel Air. So $29.99. The Warmies aren't the cheapest.
No.
And the thing is, everybody kind of wants like a Warmies to snuggle with if you don't feel good or if you...
I saw just as many adults saying they got them for themselves as saying they got them for their kids.
Heck yeah.
And people are like, the goose is my favorite.
Now, there's the official warmies.com website,
Mhm.
and then there's a bunch everywhere. I saw that you can get the chicken Warmies also at DSW, the shoe warehouse,
Really?
for $29.99. It's a
That's crazy.
great gift for your poultry loving friend.
I need a chicken, a duck, and a goose.
Yeah,
I
just
need
saw
them all.
I know. There's so many. You can get all the animals. I even see one that's a bat. That's kind of cool.
Oh, fun for your spooky season.
Yeah, but they're just great to have if you get like a stomach ache or if you just want to relax. Yeah, your neck hurts. You've been out at the coop too long, shoveling, like you just need something. So
is there a sheep Warmies? A Warmy sheep?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, warmies.com has it.
And then there are 4 that I need.
There's Boscov's. They have it too.
There's a Boscov's not far from here, Westminster.
They have
the sheep is cute.
Yeah, they even have one that's long, like one of those hot dog long dogs, so you can wrap it around your neck and you can warm it.
Fun.
So, yeah, not just for kids, for everybody. But that was just a fun retail therapy because they're out there and there's poultry.
Cow, horse. Oh, there's the long sheep. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like I think it's meant to be around your neck.
Oh, there's an alpaca too.
Yeah, they're so cute. For those long days.
There's long days.
Definitely.
Like today.
Okay, so should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are spotlighting the absolutely beautiful, this is one of my favorite breeds of all time, the absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, but rare Swedish flower hen.
Yes, we are.
Main topic, it's our annual Rooster Plan episode.
Yay!
We're going to tell you what a Rooster Plan is, why you need one, and how to create it. We're wrapping up Apple Month with savory apple potato pancakes. That sounds great.
Yummy. Yeah.
And Retail Therapy is a Chrissy special with chicken purse and shoe charms.
Oh, they're out there and they're great.
Yeah, I got one on my purse.
Okay, so what should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens and your warmies. Oh, there's a chick. Hug your chickens and your warmies and your ducks and your geese.
Every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thanks for listening.